Very pleased to have someone on with us now we haven't had in quite a while. Although she's always been invited, I'm glad she's with us here today. She's on the hotline calling in from the trail. Of course, the big day is tomorrow, Election Day. U.S. Senator Mary Landrieu with us here. And Senator, welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Jeff.
All right, and then things went sour from there. Welcome to Gimme 5. That was WGSO Radio. And Mary Landrieu on the day before she would lose, finally, officially, her Senate seat. And she lost quite handily to Bill Cassidy. And she's now out of the Senate, or will be next year. Nonetheless, this interview gets very confrontational, and you will hear it develop that way with the next question.
Senator, if you knew that there were problems with the Affordable Care Act before your deciding vote and passed it, did you know that there were problems with ACA before you made that deciding vote? And if you did know, why didn't you address them and bring them to light before making that deciding vote in favor of Obamacare?
Well, that's a great question, and I did know that there were problems. I voted on 1,000 bills, and you know what, Jeff? The truth is not one of them has ever been perfect. Not one.
All right. You know, to say not one of them has ever been perfect, that goes without saying. Nothing is perfect. But this Obamacare fiasco, and again, folks, what you have to understand, and you doubters out there, you have to understand that this hasn't even kicked in yet for 80, 85, 90 million of us, because the employer mandate has been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back by Barack Obama for political reasons. So you may be saying, I still got my health care from my employer. Soon you won't. And when you don't, you're going to have to go to Obamacare. And when you go to Obamacare, you're going to find $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 deductibles. In that case, forget the premiums. That's secondary. Once you pay these premiums, you're going to have out-of-pocket costs until you reach $6,000, $7,000. Who can afford that? So you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen the debt panels yet. There's a lot that hasn't kicked in yet. However, to say every bill, no bill is perfect, this bill is a disaster. In so many respects, a disaster. Now you have GPs leaving their jobs, leaving their practices in droves. And you're going to wind up being diagnosed by a nurse, by a physician's assistant. You're going to wind up being diagnosed over the phone. Thank you, Dr. Obama. Here's more.
Finish. You asked me a question.
Go ahead.
What I had to do after 3 years of very hard work, and most all of your elected officials in St. Tammany know this, Republicans and Democrats, I had to work very hard to change a law I had voted for,
right,
because the law was flawed, but it was better than nothing.
All right. I don't even know what she's talking about. I don't know what law got changed. Nothing's gotten changed, just gotten postponed. Here's more.
I was part of the North Shore Tea Party. We sent you thousands of postcards and responses from our folks saying, please, Senator, do not vote for Obamacare. We're opposed to it. I know the polls here showed that people of Louisiana were opposed to it. You voted for it anyway. I think this is, if it boils down to one issue, I think that was a deciding vote that you made that really has put you in the trouble that you're in today.
No, it hasn't, Jeff. And let me just tell you something. I am really sorry you're part of the Tea Party, because they're taking this country in the wrong direction.
Oh, now it gets personal. And after they go back and forth over various issues, here's where the conversation comes to an end.
And it is such an insult, Jeff, for you and your listeners to claim that black people in this state or African Americans cannot cast votes honestly. It's truly sick.
I'm not claiming that, Senator. Elbert Guillory went on this program, said that.
I know, but you're repeating it because it makes you just such a happy person.
No, he was on this saying that.
Love your family. Love De La Salle. Goodbye. See y'all later.
Senator Landrieu. 504-556-9696. Well, I think you know why she's going to lose now, folks. I think you just heard it right there. You just heard it right there.
Yep, and she did lose. She got clobbered. Bye-bye, Senator Landrieu. Fun to see you go.